Let's welcome former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor and author of the book, Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. Look who's here, Katie McFarland. Katie, what was your reaction to President Biden's address to the nation last night?
I guess I was stunned. He claimed complete credit for the entire vaccine being developed and rolling out, and he basically blamed the entire pandemic on Donald Trump, not the Chinese, but on Donald Trump. And here's what bothered me, is I've known Joe Biden for a long time, and I've never agreed with him on a lot, and I've always thought he was a pretty weak leader, but I never thought he was dishonest. And what he said last night, where he was taking complete credit for all the things that Trump did. And, you know, what did Trump do, Liz? When he went to the big pharma, and he said, you guys, you know, work on this vaccine. And if it turns out that the vaccine that you're working on isn't any good, don't worry, I'll protect you against loss. You won't have to eat your costs. He said, I'll fast track the approval process. And then he also said to big pharma, he said, if you come up with a vaccine, I want you to start developing it and start producing it right now, even before you've been has had all of its approvals. And if it turns out that it doesn't, fine, I'll protect you against loss. That was Operation Warp Speed, and that's why we had a vaccine in record time that nobody thought of. And so what has Joe Biden done? He's claimed credit for something somebody else did. The military has an expression for this. It's called stolen valor. That's when you claim credit for the achievement of other people, or when you lie about your own record. And Joe Biden, of all people, I mean, his late son, was a military hero. And yet here's Joe Biden, you know, stolen valor, claiming credit for something Donald Trump did. Liz, I just think it's really shameful.
Yeah, he also told the CNN town hall there were no vaccines, no vaccinations, when he already got vaccinated. President Biden did in December, and so did his vice president. There's also the question of claiming states' constitutional powers for his own. He's saying that, you know, we could fully reopen by July 4th if people, you know, follow the rules, but then he threatened to shut down the economy once again. Your reaction to that?
Look, Liz, I've been in the wonderful state of Florida for most of the last year with our family in Sarasota. And Florida shut down for about 2 weeks, and then it opened very quickly, and it opened safely. The schools stayed open, businesses stayed open, people went about their lives, and as a result, Florida has a booming economy. You know, Governor DeSantis, he understood that the real problem was not just the pandemic and the illnesses and the deaths, but it was also going to be about the economy, that the economy, if our economies were crushed, it would take years, if not decades, to recover. So he did what no other governor, or very few other governors in the country, had the nerve to do, which is he said, I'm going to devote my resources to the places it counts, which is to the nursing homes and to the seniors, and I'm going to let other people start living their lives, and I'm going to trust them. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to let county by county by county decide how best to deal with it. It turns out that was the winning formula, whereas Governor Cuomo, who was hailed by the press, even hailed by Dr. Fauci as this great hero, well, look at the mess he's had, not just his current crisis, but the mess he's made of the whole vaccine and the pandemic. New York is no longer a livable place.
Yeah, he also said last night that, you know, he vowed to make all adults eligible for vaccines by May 1st. But is that really an aspiration since governors are already doing that? It takes a governor to say anyone who wants a vaccine may get one, like states already have. So, you know, it seems like that's what's going on. He also said Republican governors who are lifting mask mandates, you know, that's a controversy. We get that. There also says governors, too, Katie, are saying, wear the mask. We just don't want to cement it in law. President Biden is saying they are dividing us. That's a direct quote. What do you say to that?
Look, when Donald Trump delegated a lot of responsibility for dealing with this, whether it was a mask mandate, whether it was the lockdowns, when he sent it out to the governors, that was the right thing to do. And when Joe Biden now is sort of having it both ways, well, he's taking full credit for everything, but then he's not going to take any of the blame. I look at this and I think, okay, let's take a step back. What's really happening here? And if you look at the reform bill that he's just passed, how he's going to save the nation, it's the biggest spending. It's the biggest deficit creator, and it'll end up being the biggest tax increase in American history. And, you know, what has he done really for the country? It's been a big, huge power grab by the federal government to spend money we don't have for things we don't need, and, by the way, borrowing it from countries which don't like us. China is the largest foreign holder of American debt. And I don't want to have the mortgage on my house held by my most mortal enemy. I don't think that's a very good strategy in the long run for the United States.
KT, we love having you on. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you. Come back soon.